So, introduce yourself.
My name's Kevin Tracy.
Yeah, speak a little bit louder.
My name's Kevin Tracy.
And do you have an occupation?
I sell things. I sell peacock feathers, and sarongs, and sweaters, and candles.
All right, and tell us a little bit about yourself, a little history.
I'm from Chicago. Came from a messed up family. Came out here on the instructions of the universe, telling me that Mother Nature wanted to talk to me, and the reception was better in Oregon. So I came out here, and I've had this strange existence ever since. And I seem to, my dharma seems to be centered around street kids in trouble. And they come into my life over and over. There's quite a few of them right now. And sometimes you can help them, and sometimes you can't. And sometimes they accept help for quite a while and then just drift off. And then I basically have to relegate them to the 3 billion people on this planet who really need help, but I can't help. And instead of the couple dozen people that I actually can help, that do want me to help them. So that's how it goes down here downtown.
All right.
We're downtown at the moment.
And so, are you or have you ever been homeless?
Yeah, I was homeless in 87, 88 for the winter, which was remarkable for being either pouring rain or freezing cold every single night. So I had kind of a crash homeless experience. It was just 6 months, and I actually was homeless by choice. I wanted to save some money up, and believe it or not, I actually did. I walked around until I had saved up $500 sitting in my back pocket, and then got an apartment. It was just too hard to start out the apartment with no money. That was my plan. I don't plan on ever trying it again.
And do you feel that there's a better term for homelessness, or do you think that's the correct term?
Better term? No, that's one everybody recognizes and knows what you mean. I suppose communication is the whole thing. Street kids like to call themselves street kids. Some people have other kinds of names for themselves, affiliations, but usually people don't understand what they're talking about, so I guess homeless is as good as any.
And so you said you help out the street kids. What exactly do you do to help?
Well, I give them food, clothing, and advice. And as it turns out, if you just offer kids food and clothing long enough, they will begin to accept advice. And some kids, it takes them a long time before they'll first take food.
I like your brother.
Like a year. Thank you. And yeah, some of them just watched me with suspicion for a year or so until they finally took some food. I had some kids, some guys. I'll never forget this. When I first started doing this, you know, like, are you poisoning me? If you're poisoning me, I'm going to kill you. Well, unclear on the whole poisoning thing, but yeah. Eventually they get to trust me. When they see that I just want to give them food and I don't want to talk about Jesus or get some kind of emotional feedback from them, they eventually become available for advice. They normally don't take advice from adults. They do for me. Some of them.
All right. And so why do you help them?
Oh, it's just it's the way my heart is designed. I can't stand seeing them like this. Some of them that just stabs me right in the heart the first time I see them. And the adults who are out here, a lot of them are out here, most of them, overwhelming majority of them, are here because they don't want to concentrate on having a house. They want to concentrate on getting beer or heroin or whatever.
And so, what do you think is the main cause of homelessness then?
Well, yeah, I was trying to get to that. It's like, I think a lot of the homeless people here, the majority of them who are adults, it's because they're abusing something that makes them unable, and they've made that decision. They'd rather keep abusing whatever they're doing than buckle down and get a place. Most of them could. But the kids are a whole different thing. A lot of them are here just because their stepdad raped them, or their mom was a meth head, couldn't take care of them. Reasons that could only be described as not their fault. And this kind of thing really gets to me. And I just happen to be in a position, I know how to get a lot of free food. So I know how to feed them, and I know how to treat them with a certain amount of respect, but not prying into their life. And just offering them food. If they want to talk to me, they can. Otherwise, I just ride off. And I've been able to help quite a few in substantial ways over the years. But some of them just drift off and disappear. And it breaks my heart. Societies didn't used to be like this. It used to be that if there was a kid that was in trouble, the whole community would gather around them, big support. And we don't have that kind of thing anymore. We don't live in a community where everybody knows each other. Everybody knows, oh, I remember that little kid. But it's a horribly broken thing about this society. Societies didn't used to have jails. To this day, they don't have prisoners in Iceland because it's such a small society. They either exile someone or they fine them. They don't put people in jail. And that's the way Native American communities were. All pre-industrial societies, they didn't have jails. And they didn't have homeless kids. But instead, we have both. And we put a lot of the homeless kids into the jails. From whence they'll never really get out, a lot of them. They'll stay in prison the rest of their lives one way or another. So that's why you do it.
And so, are you part of any organizations in Eugene that help out?
Well, Food Not Bombs, in a loose kind of way. I do Food Not Bombs by myself. There's people that do it down in Washington Jefferson Park who have a different mission. The kids won't go to Washington Jefferson Park. They stay here downtown where they can spare change and where all the other kids are. So they never go to Washington Jefferson. So it's all adults there. And like I say, that's a secondary concern to me. I come down here and feed the kids. If there's anything left after they're fed, then I feed the adults. And I make it clear to them there's a real hierarchy there. It's actually developed to the point where it's pretty complex. Kids first, and pregnant women or women with small children who look overstressed, they're kind of the high priority. Pregnant kids are the highest priority of all, especially if they look underfed. Try to feed the girls before the boys, because generally guys know how to get things. Datum are a mockery, a sham to teach us Jesus.
All right. So you have a lot of strong beliefs on various different matters. Yes. What do you think would be the best advice to give to the community as to how to change our current situation and the increasing number of people who are living on the streets?
Love everybody you can, everything you can, every being you can, at every chance, every living thing.
And to the street.
Go ahead and love some dead things if you want to. And I'd also like to say that, in my opinion, we're put on Earth not to chase around after material good. A lot of people trash their life spiritually in order to get a bunch of possessions and money, and then they die, and they don't have the stuff anymore, but they've ruined their heart. So I'd like to say, the reason we're here, and I do believe in the Buddhist precept that this is all an illusion on a certain level, or maybe on all levels. And none of it's really real except our reaction to things. There isn't really all this violence and hatred going on. There's just inside your heart, how do you react to your perception of these things? So my point of view is, if you want to sum up my spiritual views, we are put on earth to learn how to forgive everything that's ever been done to us and learn how to be sorry for everything we've done to anybody else. That and the love. Those three things. Forgive, sorry for your transgressions, however small they may seem to you, and love everybody you can. If you do this, if everyone were to do this, there would be no problems at all. So that's the only advice that anybody really needs. Just generate love. You can generate it out of nothing. It's better than solar power. And when you generate it, it'll make more come back to you. And this is a tested hypothesis. I found it to be true.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Have a nice day.
Namaste.